Up on the rug here again. I don't know, but I think she got me upset. I did. She used the N-word and got fired from her job. She treated service workers like dirt while preaching about class. For 13 seasons, Ramona Singer showed America her evil side. Here's how the RHONY became reality TV's most toxic housewife. November 2023. Ramona Singer's name disappeared from the Bravo app just hours after she sent a text message to a Page 6 reporter. In that text, while trying to defend herself against allegations, Ramona abbreviated the N-word. She wrote, "And the word I used was N-word, not NG." Read that again. While denying she used a racial slur, Ramona spelled it out in a text to a journalist. The text was screenshot and went viral. Within hours, Bravo removed her from BravoCon 2023. She was supposed to appear on the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip RHONY Legacy panel in Las Vegas. Instead, she was banned from the entire event. But the text message was just the tip of the iceberg. According to a Vanity Fair investigative report published in October 2023, Ramona had used the actual N-word on the set of RHONY Season 13 in front of a Black crew member. According to Edmondson, Ramona used the slur after filming a conversation with Ebony K. Williams, the first Black cast member on RHONY. During that conversation, Ramona reportedly said she didn't want to talk about race, then asked Ebony about the ethnicity of her new boyfriend. After cameras turned off, Ramona told Edmondson the conversation reminded her of when Jewish colleagues called her a shiksa, a Yiddish word for a non-Jewish woman. That's when she used the N-word as a comparison. Bravo launched an internal investigation in 2021 after Ebony filed a formal complaint with Shed Media, Warner Bros. Discovery, Bravo, and NBC Universal. The investigation was deemed inconclusive, and Bravo stated they found nothing substantial. But inconclusive doesn't mean it didn't happen. It means they couldn't prove it definitively enough to take action at the time. The consequences for Ramona were severe and immediate once the Vanity Fair story published. Entertainment Tonight reported that Douglas Elliman, the prominent real estate agency where Ramona worked, fired her in November 2023. She'd only been with the company for 2 years, and her real estate career ended because of her racist behavior. Andy Cohen has stood by the decision to remove Ramona from BravoCon, stating it was the right thing to do considering her alleged comments. As of 2024, Ramona has not appeared on any new Bravo programming and has been effectively blacklisted from the network that made her famous. The N-word wasn't Ramona's only racist comment during Season 13. According to the Vanity Fair expose, when Ebony K. Williams left Luann Lesseps' house during filming, Ramona allegedly said, "This is why we shouldn't have Black people on the show. This is going to ruin our show." Ramona denied this claim, stating, "In fact, I supported adding diverse cast members well before Ebony was added." But multiple sources confirmed the comment was made, and it perfectly captured Ramona's true feelings about diversity on RHONY. The comment revealed that Ramona viewed Black cast members as problems that would ruin the show. She didn't see Ebony as a person or even as a colleague. She saw her as a threat to RHONY's dynamic, which had been predominantly white for 12 seasons. This attitude explains everything that happened during Season 13. The season was marked by controversy over tone-deaf conversations about race and politics. COVID restrictions meant a smaller cast of 5 women traveling to empty restaurants and homes. The season suffered from low ratings, and the reunion was ultimately canceled, the first time in franchise history. The toxicity was so severe that Bravo decided to completely reboot RHONY with a brand new cast for Season 14. They didn't just fire Ramona. They scrapped the entire show and started over because the environment had become irreparably damaged. Before Season 13 began filming in 2021, the cast participated in a virtual education session about race-sensitive topics. This training was implemented specifically because Ebony K. Williams was joining as the first Black housewife, and producers wanted to prepare the cast for conversations about race. According to Ebony, Ramona used the training to spew racist stereotypes. Ebony recalled that Ramona asked, "What if they don't have a father? Why can't I say that? Most of them don't." Ramona was referencing the racist trope that Black fathers are absent from their children's lives. When trainers explained why this generalization was offensive, Ramona defended herself by claiming she'd read a statistic about single-parent households. She argued that the training included open dialogue, so she should be able to ask these questions. Former RHONY cast member Leah McSweeney corroborated Ebony's account. Multiple people witnessed Ramona turning diversity training into an opportunity to express racist beliefs while hiding behind the excuse of just asking questions. The training was supposed to educate the cast about racial sensitivity. Instead, Ramona used it to prove exactly why the training was necessary in the first place. Throughout RHONY's run, Ramona displayed a pattern of treating service workers, staff, and employees as subhuman. She couldn't be bothered to learn their names. She spoke to them with contempt, and she used terminology that revealed her true feelings about class and race. During season 13 in the Hamptons, Ramona repeatedly referred to staff as the help. Not servers, not staff, not by their actual names, the help. This dehumanizing language reduces people to their function rather than recognizing their personhood. Ebony K. Williams confronted Ramona about this terminology, explaining how it could be viewed as racist and classist. Ebony advised Ramona to call staff by their first names and show basic human respect. Ramona nodded along, but it's unclear if she ever actually changed her behavior. Crew members also filed complaints about Ramona's treatment of them. She made statements like, "There's so many of you now. Please don't change your hair or I won't remember you." This comment, directed at Black crew members, suggested Ramona believed Black people all looked alike and that changing their hair made them even more indistinguishable. The inability or refusal to remember staff names is a power move. It signals that these people aren't important enough to occupy space in her memory. Ramona has no problem remembering the names of wealthy socialites, but service workers are apparently interchangeable. One of the most disturbing aspects of Ramona's behavior is her bathroom issues and complete lack of concern for the people who have to clean up after her. This isn't just about accidents. This is about a pattern of disrespect for housekeeping staff. During the 2018 cast trip to Cartagena, Colombia, Ramona was the culprit behind waste smeared across the floor of the resort. She left it there for housekeeping to discover and clean, no apology, no attempt to clean it herself, just a mess on the floor for minimum wage workers to deal with. In August 2020, during season 12, cameras actually caught Ramona in an embarrassing incident during an argument with Dorinda Medley. She was pacing around the room ranting when Sonia Morgan looked at the floor and asked, "Is that poop on the rug again? Again? Again?" Meaning this had happened before. Ramona initially denied it, but then admitted she hadn't realized what had happened. And instead of immediately addressing it, she just continued her argument. Later, she claimed all cast members had parasites from Cartagena and that everyone had a problem. Even if that's true, and it's suspicious that only Ramona's incidents were filmed, the issue isn't the accident. The issue is her complete lack of concern for the people who have to clean it up. She acts like housekeeping staff exist to serve her and that their dignity doesn't matter. Leah McSweeney's sister Sarah also claimed that Ramona had a similar incident at a dinner party and continued socializing with soiled clothing on. According to Sarah, Elise Sloan witnessed this and tried to distract people from the situation. In season 4, cameras documented Ramona interviewing candidates for a second assistant position. What should have been a professional hiring process became a masterclass in how to humiliate strangers. Ramona asked one young woman to stand up so she could judge her outfit. She then proceeded to criticize the interviewee's appearance, telling her she should wear different makeup. Ramona even pointed out that the woman's skin was bad and offered her own product to fix it. Think about that, a job candidate came in for an interview and left having been told her skin, makeup, and outfit were all wrong. Ramona destroyed a stranger's confidence on camera for entertainment purposes. The cruelty was unnecessary and revealing. Ramona could have simply decided the candidate wasn't the right fit and moved on. Instead, she chose to insult a young woman's appearance to her face, showing her belief that she had the right to judge and criticize people she deemed beneath her. During season 12, Ramona told Sonia Morgan, her supposed best friend of decades, that she needed to lose 10 pounds. Not in private, not as gentle advice from a concerned friend, on camera, publicly, and cruelly. Sonia was hurt. Their friendship has always been complicated, but Ramona's willingness to body shame her closest friend on national television showed that nobody was safe from her cruelty. If she'd say that to Sonia, imagine what she says about people she doesn't like. The comment was particularly rich coming from Ramona, who has always been insecure about her own aging body and has had extensive work done to maintain her appearance. Projecting that insecurity onto Sonia was mean-spirited and unnecessary. Ramona's treatment of restaurant staff has been documented throughout RHONY's run. She sends wine back constantly, complaining it's too old, the wrong temperature, or not good enough for her refined palate. While having preferences is fine, Ramona's delivery is always condescending and rude. During the Mexico trip in season 12, she berated staff about her wine not being the correct temperature. Ramona even apologized on Instagram before the episode aired, admitting she was rude to staff about the red wine issue. The fact that she knew it was bad enough to require a preemptive apology says everything. Ramona acts like restaurant workers exist solely to serve her whims, and when they don't meet her impossible standards, she treats them with visible contempt. This behavior has been so consistent that other housewives have called it out repeatedly. When confronted about her mean girl behavior, Ramona always plays the victim. Leah McSweeney called her a geriatric Regina George during one Instagram exchange, and the comparison was perfect. Ramona is a bully who hides behind wealth, age, and supposed class to justify her cruelty. She excluded Elise Sloan from events and then couldn't articulate why their friendship ended. When she spread rumors about other women's finances and relationships, she made cutting remarks designed to hurt while maintaining plausible deniability. "I'm just being honest. I'm just asking." This passive-aggressive style of bullying is Ramona's signature. She attacks, then acts shocked when people are hurt. She insults, then claims she was misunderstood. She damages relationships, then rewrites history to make herself the victim. During the global pandemic, when New York was being devastated by COVID-19, Ramona fled to Florida. She spent quarantine living it up and posting about her fabulous lifestyle while healthcare workers in her home city were literally dying. Leah McSweeney called her out without naming names, saying she was disgusted by castmates and their families who spent the entire quarantine in Florida living it up and showing everybody how they were living. Ramona was the only RHONY cast member who had been seen in Florida during the crisis. Her privilege allowed her to escape while essential workers couldn't. And instead of being grateful or humble about that privilege, she flaunted it on social media. Perhaps Ramona's most troubling quality is her complete inability to take responsibility for her actions. Every incident follows the same pattern. Ramona does something offensive, people call her out. Ramona denies, deflects, or claims she was misunderstood. When denial doesn't work, she blames others or claims she's the real victim. No genuine apology, no growth, no change. After the N-word scandal, Ramona released a statement saying these accusations were all aired publicly in September 2021, that the network investigated back then and found no basis for the claims, positioning herself as the victim of false accusations rather than taking any responsibility. After the help comments, she didn't apologize. She just moved on as if Ebony's explanation meant nothing. After the bathroom incidents, she blamed parasites and claimed everyone had the same problem. After body-shaming Sonia, she continued acting like Sonia's best friend without acknowledging the hurt she caused. This pattern reveals someone fundamentally incapable of self-reflection or growth. At 67 years old in 2024, Ramona is who she's always been: entitled, cruel, and convinced of her own superiority. As of 2024, Ramona Singer is persona non grata at Bravo. She wasn't invited back for the RHONY reboot. She was removed from BravoCon. She lost her real estate job. Her reputation is permanently destroyed. And whose fault is that? According to Ramona, everyone else's. the media for re-amplifying a non-story, Vanity Fair for publishing the expose, Ebony for filing complaints, Leah for corroborating stories, the crew members for speaking out. Anyone but Ramona herself. The truth is that Ramona destroyed her own career through years of racist, classist, cruel behavior that finally caught up with her. Bravo protected her for 13 seasons, but once the racism became public knowledge, they had no choice but to cut ties. Andy Cohen himself has distanced from her, something he rarely does with Housewives, and that speaks volumes about how seriously Bravo views her behavior. Ramona Singer spent 13 seasons showing America exactly who she is: a racist, classist, cruel woman who treats people beneath her socioeconomic status as subhuman. She left messes on floors and expected staff to clean them. She used racial slurs and claimed she was just asking questions. She body-shamed friends, insulted strangers, and created a toxic environment so severe that Bravo had to reboot an entire franchise. Her behavior isn't the dramatic, explosive kind. It's the insidious, everyday cruelty of someone who genuinely believes some people matter more than others. It's the racism so ingrained she doesn't even recognize it as racism. It's the classism so natural to her that calling staff the help feels completely normal. The saddest part is that Ramona will likely never understand why she's been blacklisted. She'll continue believing she's the victim of cancel culture, media bias, or jealous former friends. Yet, she'll never look in the mirror and see the truth: a woman who treated people terribly for 13 years and finally faced consequences. Ramona Singer got exactly what she deserved. And reality television is better without her. From using racial slurs to disrespecting the people who worked around her, Ramona Singer proved that wealth and status don't equal class. She destroyed her own career through racism, classism, and cruelty. Bravo blacklisted her. Her real estate job fired her. Justice served. What's your worst Ramona moment? Comment below and subscribe for more.